All right, the first thing I want to say is to all you wannabe creepy clowns that come out the woodwork this time of year and want to terrorize people that are inspired by Pennywise, look here, do not let this movie get your ass whooped. So I got to watch It today, right? It, which is an adaptation of Stephen King's novel from back in the day, and also a remake of the 1990 classic made-for-TV movie It, which starred the legendary Tim Curry as Pennywise. This film I had high expectations for because I was a fan of the original It from back in the day. And I will say that this film lived up to my expectations. I love this movie. By the way, this is spoiler free, so I'm not going to spoil anything. The acting was on point. The I'm not gonna say it scared me. Like there were scenes where I jumped. Like there are a lot of jump scares in this movie, but they did work because usually jump scares work my fucking nerves. But the jump scares did not bother me. This movie had a lot of creepy imagery. There were some scary parts, but I'm not gonna say it scared me. But it was entertaining. Like I was entertained by this movie. That's the main thing that I want from a film, especially if I'm paying damn near $11 to see this shit. I want to be entertained. Now I know the key question is I don't know I forgot the guy was playing Pennywise, but does this new Pennywise live up to or surpass the Tim Curry Pennywise? And that's kind of an unfair comparison because Tim Curry's Pennywise is such a legendary character. That's almost unfair to compare. But I felt he was a good Pennywise. Like he was evil, he was sinister. He had an evil look about him. There were some scenes where he did kind of creep you the fuck out. And I mean, for me to say he surpassed Tim Curry, only time will tell. After multiple viewings, and as time goes on, let it marinate a little bit, I can make that determination. But as of right now, Tim Curry is still Pennywise. The performances now. A movie about kids usually makes me nervous because with kid actors, it's usually hit or miss. And I felt all the kids did a really good job. I felt like every kid's character in this movie had, it had something wrong with them. They had trouble at home. They were troubled kids. They were outcast kids, kind of like the Goonies. And I felt they all did good. Like I thought all the performances was on point. I gotta put it out there too. The one black kid that was on this movie, did this kid not remind you of a young Cassius Clay? Before he became Muhammad Ali, this kid looked like a young Cassius Clay back before he became champ. Because the first time I looked at him, I didn't really notice it, but then the more he kept talking, I looked at him, I said, holy shit, that's Cassius Clay. It paid homage to the 80s, and actually, I'm gonna say this movie was like a love letter to any horror movie fan of that era, of that genre, because when you watch this, it has shades of Elm Street, it has shades of Friday the 13th, it has shades of Halloween, like a lot of the slasher flicks that we grew up watching, well, that I grew up watching. You think about horror films from back in the 80s, you think about cheesy, bad acting, characters that you don't care about. Like, if you go to see a Nightmare on Elm Street film, you just going to see Freddy just kill motherfuckers. You're not going to see, like, what the lead character's going through, or the love triangle, or love story, what these characters are going through. You don't care about that. All you want to see is Freddy fuck some shit up and terrorize people in their dreams. That's all you want to see. In this film, you cared about the characters, so the times when Pennywise was not on screen, you really didn't miss him. Not to say he was a bad character, but you didn't miss him because you cared about these other characters so much. And that's what makes Stephen King's stories special, because it's not all about the horror and the gore and all that shit and the scariness of it, but it's the characters. You care about the characters, so when things happen, it has an impact. And I thought this movie did that perfectly. As far as gripes with this film, there's really no gripes I could say about this movie, other than there were times where at times it was a little dark where you couldn't tell what was going on. And then when there was some action taking place, they had that shaky cam kind of thing where it was hard to see what was happening or whatever. But that's just nitpicking. But other than that, I have nothing bad to say about this film. I thought it was really enjoyable. It was entertaining. It's definitely worth the price of admission. You're gonna get some good jump scares out of it. You're gonna get a good story out of it, and the special effects were good. The cinematography was good. Like, even though there were some dark parts in this movie, but I thought it was a well shot film. It was like a lot of good imagery, a lot of creepy imagery, and a lot of just really good cinematography. So I really dug that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. I'm gonna give it a A. I thought it was a solid A. Nothing bad I could say about this thing. This is probably one of the best horror films that I've seen in a long time. Do you think this Pennywise surpassed Tim Curry's Pennywise? What are your thoughts on the film? Comment below, comment freely. Tell me what you thought about it. Thank you for watching. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.